Hey, it's that time. Gotta get my back cushion. I need a piece of Velcro. Maybe a safety pin will work. Put my pillow and keep it where it's supposed to be. I have my tea in my green cup. I like this cup. I like all my cups, or I wouldn't have them. Anyway, I got my tea. It's warm. My hands are cold. My feet are cold. It's just one of those days. The sun is coming out, but it hasn't been out all day long. So everybody get on in here. I said everybody. I'm trying to quit saying the word everybody. Anyway, come on in. When we get a couple of hundred people, I'm going to draw something out of my wise old owl. Yep, it's that time. The old hoot owl is going to give us some wisdom. Yep, wisdom from the old hoot owl. So come on in. I got something on my tooth. It feels funny. Anyway, come on. I'm going to draw something out. I got a big one. Is everybody in here? You ready? I'm going to take a drink of tea. That is so good. I tell you what. My little wise old owl and my teapot come up with most appropriate things. This morning we talked about a clutter-free holiday season. Commit to a clutter-free holiday season. And I'm dreaming of a clutter-free Christmas. I can't sing it, but I can sure think it. Budgeting properly, especially with the holidays approaching. Look at that. Budgeting properly, especially with the holidays approaching. This is why we do menu planning and focus on menu planning. Well, somebody's wanting to know why I want to stop saying everybody. Because it sounds kind of hickified. I've noticed that it's really Southern the way I say it. And it's not that that's a bad thing, because I'm proud to be Southern. But I'm trying to do a little better. Change one thing at a time. I can't change everything at a time, but I can change one thing. So my focus has been on saying the word, good afternoon, everyone. Come on in, y'all. I can even get more Southern. So, budgeting. Friday is our budget day, but knowing what we're going to spend, there is none of us have any wiggle room in our budgets unless, they call it disposable income. Well, we don't have disposable income because all of our income is spoken for one way or another. So we have to learn how to use it wisely. Now, Robert says, he gave me a quote once upon a time for my very first control journal, and I don't know where it is. He said, you are prosperous in proportion to what you can do without. So if you can do without going to the grocery store, you've saved $50. Think about it. Anytime you walk in the grocery store, you're going to spend $50. Yep, $50. Whether you've got a list or not. Now, my husband goes to the store, and Mark does too for Leanne, goes to the grocery store with a list. And with that list, he gets exactly what's on the list. He doesn't stray from the list whatsoever. But women, you should have seen Leanne and I in the grocery store last month when I got my hair cut. I'm telling you, it it needs, it's some craziness. It was craziness. So we have to learn to stay out of those places if we don't need to. Yeah, low carb has helped me save some money too. We're not eating out as much, and but it's working. Now, when we plan our menus, and when we utilize what we already have. So, I want you to go to your freezer, even if you just have a little freezer on top of your refrigerator or beside your refrigerator. I have a side by side. I want you to do an inventory of what's in your freezer, what you could make a meal out of. I know I have hamburger meat. I know I have a beef roast in there. I think I have some sauce, some Italian sausage. I could do some wonderful spaghetti with that. Not that I'm going to eat spaghetti, but you see what I'm saying? I could make up menus with what I have in my pantry, in my refrigerator, and in my freezer. So if you will take 15 minutes, put on some gloves, and go to your freezer and start writing stuff down. Yep, write it down. Get somebody to stand there and take notes and take inventory, one shelf at a time. I know I have an abundance of chicken breasts in lots of different flavors because we got this guy that comes from an organic place, and he comes around and he sells us kind of what's left on his truck, frozen chicken breast. I personally like thighs better, but when you want to do some stuff with some chicken breast, it's pretty good. And eating out of your freezer for a month without having to go to the grocery store except for milk and bread, and you send somebody else that'll stick to their list, wow. Look at the money you've saved each week. And this stuff needs to be eaten too. It needs to be cooked and eaten. So let's focus on what we've got in our freezers and feed our families with it. Yeah, a little planning comes along with it, and a calendar. Where's my calendar? There's my calendar. Let me get my calendar. So, well, I'm trying to knock everything down. Take a Post-it note, just a set of Post-it notes, and cut the top of the sticky part off of the Post-it note, and you can utilize that to do menu planning on your calendar. And it would be amazing. Let me get to the right month. November's menu planning. And you can put a little Post-it note in each spot with what you're going to be cooking. And then you just move it down. But utilize, sit and see how many meals you can cook out of your pantry and freezer. So let's say you've got a beef roast, you've got some chicken. I've got a turkey. That's for Thanksgiving. We don't have to get a turkey this year. I think Robert got a turkey at the car dealer last year, so we got an extra turkey. So utilize what you have, cook what you've got, and you're going to save money. And that is going to help you budget for the holidays. There's nothing worse than getting the credit card bill in January that you have gone overboard because you waited to the last minute. So start planning now. This is why we set up this coupon code Clutter-free, because I want you to think about giving clutter-free gifts this year. Clutter-free gifts. It's going to change everything. Because when you start thinking clutter-free, you can, and Mary's no credit cards. She doesn't use credit cards. That's great. Saving the money that you have, and it's going to make Christmas more enjoyable. You're not going to have to pay for it next year. So when you've got these things in the freezer, let's use them. Let's make meals out of them. Think about the people who are going without power for 3 days or 4 days in California because of these rolling blackouts. they have got to use up this food in the freezer or they're going to lose it all. So that's a beautiful thing to do, bake cinnamon rolls for everybody. It's a wonderful Christmas morning thing. I do that for my daughter-in-law. She has a lot of people over and in the family, and it's just, I like to make them stuff for breakfast. I may put together a low-carb Christmas strata for breakfast with eggs and like a quiche with sausage and stuff in it. It'll be fun to make them something like that. Put it in the freezer, then take it to them and let them thaw it up. And yeah, I like to do cash for Christmas too. But sometimes a gift that you've done with your hands is great. Somebody's making crocheted stockings. How sweet is that? Be sure and put a rubber scrubber in every one of them. Where are my rubber scrubbers? There they are. Rubber scrubber. So, budget during the holidays. Know what you can spend. Don't just go willy-nilly. Keep up with it. If you don't keep up, used to when I went on vacation, I had a vacation control journal. I know it sounds nerdy, but I did it. And I knew what we spent every day on vacation. Do you want to know why I did this? So I would know how much to save for next year. So I would have an idea of what we had spent on vacation so that I would know how much to save for next year. Because I didn't want to go on debt to go into debt to go on vacation. That's not fun. So you can do that for Christmas too. And half the battle is cooking what you got in your refrigerator and freezer. Doing it now. Doing it now. It's going to make your life so much easier. It really is. It really is. So please take some time today to inventory your freezer and then sit down with that inventory and put, the amount of different things in there. I have a lot of hamburger meat that I've done up, so I can make casseroles, I can do tacos, I can do taco salads, I can do a lot of things with this. And it cooks a meal, it gets dinner on the table, and it hasn't cost me anything. Yep. Well, somebody's at my door, y'all. I got to get off of here and go see who it is. I love you all. Be sure and utilize our coupon code Clutter-free to save 20% on a lot of things in our fly shop. I love you all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.